Ocean Needs Everyone is celebrating 5 years of saving the oceans. My name's Enzo, and through Ocean Needs Everyone, I help save the ocean by doing beach cleanups, seal and mangrove plantings, making art about recycled plastic, and making films regarding the ocean's health. How can you help save the oceans at home? Well, even if you don't live near an ocean, trash can end up in there eventually, so cut down on your use of single-use plastics. If you see trash on the roads or beaches, make sure to pick it up. Use less gas-powered vehicles, fish responsibly, and help support local organizations. I started my organization when I was 12 years old because I wanted to make a difference. So remember, you're never too young to follow your dreams and make a change. Let's all save our oceans together, one piece of trash at a time.
Has this ever happened to you? Where's my truck at? Ooh, I have a solution for that. Slab chalks! You take the chalk ball, put it in the mesh pocket, zip it up, slap, and get your truck. Slab trucks are made right here in Springdale, Arkansas at Interform, the small batch manufacturing company. We're helping our community and providing local jobs to minorities and women of diverse backgrounds. I'm Joseph Rao, Ninja Warrior, rock climber, and the CEO of Slab Chalks.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Brooklyn, New York, at the Ferox Ninja Park for the second qualifier of the World Ninja League Premier Series. We are here with day 2 of the action, kicking it off with our amateur female division. We've got a massive course in a massive gym, Ferox, with 2 courses designed by the brilliant and very, very smart Zach Eichenstein with some very creative flows set up on this in this event. I'm Ken Casillas alongside Jack Anderson. It is great to be back at Ferox, home of the Premier Series Finals.
That's absolutely right, Kane, and it's a pleasure to be here, stepping back into the commentary booth with you guys to come together for a competition that is going to be extremely fierce and extremely competitive. Today we're going to be stepping into the amateur female division, followed by the amateur males, and then we'll work our way up to the elites later here today. And I've heard over the weekend that this has been an extremely exciting course, Kane.
Absolutely. Zach is always known for making things big. Ferox is high up, it's spacious, and Zach has used all of its features to his advantage. His mind truly gets to run free here. And as the owner of Ferox Ninja Park, he's actually recently expanded into franchising. Anyone can open one, even you guys who are watching the stream. So if you guys are interested in franchising, be sure to reach out to him. Not convinced
That's
yet?
really
be
cool
sure
to
to
see.
stick around, because these courses are absolutely going to sell you on the absolute fire that is Ferox.
That is very right, Ken. And it's cool to see how far this sport is coming. And as we can see here on the screen, we're going to jump into the unique course format that this Premier Series brings. It's Season 2, but the course format is going to stay the same. So first we begin with our placement course. This is what we like to call our speed course. If you do fall, your run is over, the very traditional ninja style. And the most important part is how fast you go and how far you get is going to determine your run order for the challenge course. And then when we move into the challenge course, this is where we really get into the serious business, Kane. You have 2 retries allowed for the entire course, something that's not traditional as of most ninja competition formats, but this Premier Series brings a very difficult course. You are allowed to fall once on each obstacle with a total of 2 retries for the entire course. It's a longer course. Typically, we only see 1 or 2 competitors finish these types of courses, and that will determine the final results. And of course, Kane, we will be looking for our top 4 female and male competitors from each division to go to Washington later this year.
That's right, Jack. And we're already facing some of the best athletes here today. And we're going to have to narrow that down to our top four, as you just said. Now, as a reminder, our Premier Series is exclusive to the top 25% of athletes from the Season 9 regular season based off of their performance in the regular season or at the World Championships. There have also been some athletes invited for their skill sets that are really, really ready to make a name for themselves here. Now, as you said, once we get those top four, we head over to the Premier Series Finals, and that will be at Life Force Ninja in Bellingham, Washington, November 15th to 17th. It's going to be amazing. Now, for our amateur female division, this is a combination of the young adult, adult, and masters divisions from Season 9. And that does mean we have a very wide array of athletes here. 6 athletes in our amateur female division today. Looking at the names, there's definitely some people who I want to spotlight. Starting off with, I believe, who could be the favorite to win today. It's Daniela Blanchard. She was the adult female world champion this past season. She also got 3rd place at the Premier Series last year in the finals. So it's very likely she'll be going for that Premier Series title this time around. Another person to look out for is Nikki Perella. Nikki's going to be running first. We saw her compete in Stanford at our last Premier Series qualifier, and she came up just short of a qualifying spot for finals. You have to think that she wants one of those spots and wants to punch her ticket into Washington.
Yeah, it's definitely no easy feat to make your way into Washington. And I've got to say, for those listening in and for those that aren't quite sold on this series, it's like the World Championships are on repeat once we get to Washington. You literally are taking the top 25% of competitor pools at the moment, then refining them down to roughly the top 32, 40 competitors. And it is just an all-out, like, it is literally one of the coolest things you will ever see in Ninja history. I also think it's really cool as we look at this amateur female division. We've got some beginners here. Jessica Hogan, who will be running last, says that this is her first year competing in Ninja, and she's excited to have made it to the Premier Series. So different calibers, different standards, but who knows, Jessica running last might have that advantage of seeing how the other competitors fare on this course.
Absolutely. Now, of course, none of these qualifiers would be possible without our sponsors. Starting off with DGS Ninja, the world's leading obstacle manufacturer, partnering with some of the greatest obstacle designers in the sport and providing opportunities for top athletes such as 2023 world champion Addie Herman, who was the first sponsored DGS Ninja athlete. Now there's an entire team of Team DGS Ninja athletes. Shout out to DGS for not only providing obstacles for our gyms to play on, but also, opportunities for our athletes to travel around and compete at the highest level. Of course, there's also our partner in crime, NinjaWorks, the ultimate timing system. NinjaWorks allows us to track all results in real time. If you want to see all of the results, you can also check out worldninjaleague.org, because thanks to NinjaWorks, those results will be updating as you watch this stream. So if you maybe miss a couple of runs here or there, definitely go check it out. Shout out to NinjaWorks.
Absolutely, Kane. And it's safe to say that without both these sponsors, this competition would not be possible. Without those incredible timing systems and without the obstacles that are literally going to push our ninjas to their full limits, none of this would be possible. So big shout out for them for making this competition so entertaining and so well run. Kane, I've got to ask, who is your money on here today as you look at the top 6 amateur females? Who is the one that you think is going to take it out today?
The one that I'm most familiar with is Daniela Blanchard. I have a feeling she's going to tear it up. You can see there as well. She's number 1 in the power rankings right now. And Ferox is definitely a gym she's familiar with. She'll have that going for her as well. But same for a lot of our athletes here. But I got to say, Daniela is probably the one that I would put my money on if I had to just take a wild shot in the dark.
Absolutely. And I think if there's one beautiful thing that this series brings, it's a lot of upsets and surprises as well. I think when we think back to last year, there were so many competitors who were key favorites, but because of the unique course style or an obstacle that they just couldn't get around, it resulted in the top leading competitor actually not ending up winning. And you see some new up and comers who really find and make their mark in this series. And I think that's the beautiful part, is leading up into the World Championships for next year, it allows these competitors to get some real competitive hands-on experience and make a name for themselves in the sport.
I couldn't have said it better, Jack. Anything can happen in Ninja. It's anyone's game right now, and with 4 spots, it's going to be tough for those, knowing that 2 of them will not get their spot in today, but it's going to be a dogfight, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
I do believe we'll be kicking off with our placement course run very soon. As a reminder, as Jack said earlier, the placement course does not eliminate anyone. This is just to seed the run order for the challenge course. And this time limit is going to be pretty tight from what I've heard. The placement course time limit for the preteens yesterday was 45 seconds, and for other divisions it was a minute. So I'm expecting something very, very quick. But also, Zach likes to throw in some unorthodox movements that maybe as combinations of skill sets might be a little more time consuming than most speed courses. So I'm excited to see how efficiently our athletes are going to be moving.
Yeah, no, I love a good speed course. I think it just demonstrates people's ability to flow through courses. It's a different kind of skill. There's strength-based, which is where the challenge course comes out, and then there's speed and flow, which is its own separate kind of category when it comes to being a great ninja. So I think with that in mind, if you think of someone like Daniela Blanchard, some problems that could arise is maybe she makes a quick mistake on this placement course. And Kane, maybe we should quickly talk to the importance of the placement course. But as I say that, we have our first competitor here, Kane.
That's right. Nikki Perella up on the starting line right now. And no, it's absolutely true. The better you do in the placement course, the later you run in the challenge course. And it allows you to, gain some extra beta, watch some other runners go before you, and you'll have a bit more concrete of a strategy coming into the challenge course. Nikki, though, not having the most amount of knowledge of the placement course. So hopefully she can string together a good run. Very confident she can. But we definitely are going to have to wait and see. Being the first runner on any course is definitely a bit unsettling, but she's very capable of getting to the buzzer.
Yeah, Nikki's standing there, calm, cool, and collected. Hopefully doesn't get iced out by this little bit of a time lapse that we have. But she's looking like she's ready to line up, and we are going to begin the amateur female division for this Premier Series course. This is going to be super exciting, Kane. 4 positions on the line. This placement course is going to determine the run order, and last year it was one of the strongest determinants of your success. Oh, and now she's giving us a little dance. Nikki is more than excited and confident. We love to see it, Kane. That's the spirit.
Looks like our time limit is going to be a minute.
Well, that is good. It's a good balance between speed and taking your time, which is fantastic here. It's not too much of a rush. Nikki,
looks like we're off to the races. Nikki trying to map out her footsteps here. Wanted to make sure she didn't slip off of that slanted edge. Now, I saw a lot of athletes yesterday use the red side of the bars. There we go. Nikki utilizing both the bars and the edges and works her way down.
Yeah, really having to use that upper body strength on the upward swing. Now looking for that dismount. That's a big dismount there that she's got to grab, but she's powering through. 30 seconds left on the clock. Obstacle 3 out of 6. Kane, this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I mean, the last few obstacles can be pretty speedy, but Nikki's got to get there with a little more than 15 seconds, which she does. She's going to have to move. Now, these steps, they can wobble and tip over. Saw them get knocked over. Not a problem for Nikki. She's going to get the clear with less than 10 seconds to go. Has to get through these wing nuts, catches the side, and I think a front grab might be more useful here, but it looks like Nikki Perella's going to run out of time. Sets the bar pretty high, though, making the second to last obstacle to kick us off for the day. Taking a look back here at her run. Those cliffhangers.
If we look at Kane, if we notice from Nikki's run, it's clear that she's smooth, calm, and collected, and hopefully that's going to play to her strengths on the challenge course where you do have more time and it's more so focused about going the distance there. But wow, 6 obstacles in 1 minute, especially with those wing nuts in between. That's extremely demanding.
I couldn't have said it better. You know, that's I would say those popping through those cliffs and then having to work your way through the wing nuts. The wing nuts are pretty doable, I think. You just have to not come at them from the side. If they come at it with a front swing and static on out, that would definitely help them out. But now we have the top-ranked athlete from the regular season, Andy Rogow, got 11th place at the World Championships.
Wow.
Coming out of Dexterity Depot.
Well, at 15 years of age, she has quite the resume that she's bringing to this competition, and maybe we'll get to see our first clear here as she is racing through with a great deal of aggression on this course, taking the sideways approach. That is the quick way to do it.
Yeah, I like the hand-over-hand technique she used there as well. Made sure that she was moving, whether it was a front swing or a backswing. And she's just jumping right into the cliffhangers.
Wow.
Good
Yeah,
set
this is
of
the
the
sense
hip
of
there.
urgency. Kane, this is what we need. This is what is going to get us a finish on this course. Andy is racing
nice
through this
skip to
course.
step.
Now coming into
there's
the wing
that
nuts
front
with
swing.
26 seconds.
Gonna monkey bar her way through. Now it's down to the final obstacle here. Now there's some big gaps here on these rings, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, but she misses the grab. Gonna have to rebuild. Did a little lock off there to help herself out, and she gets out of there. And Andy Rogow, our first buzzer of the day. Amazing job, 50.9 seconds. Great job,
there was
Andy.
definitely
Taking a look again.
So much opportunity there for optimization, and I'm sure Andy felt it. But in general, what she's doing is setting the bar here much higher than what we expected. She made the wing nuts look extremely easy there, just great flow all around. Just those rings towards the end there that maybe costed her a couple of extra seconds. And with Daniela Blanchard coming up next, I think she's learned some tactics that are going to help her set a time faster than 50 seconds.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if we see 50 seconds beaten, but at the same time, Andy's run was so textbook. But if anyone can beat it, it's Daniela Blanchard. You can see the home gym saying Los Angeles Ninja Academy, one of our newest partners in the WNL, joining the community. They actually just had their grand opening last week, so if you're in California, be sure to check it out. Now, Daniela, third place at the Premier Series last year. You know she wants to get back to the finals, has a score to settle. Oh, looks like she wanted to go early, but that ring was in her way, but she's out of there. Now on those cliffs.
She's taken out a World Championships this year, and now she's going to be looking for that golden slam of taking out the Premier Series as well. Daniela racing through this course on a similar pace that we just saw with Andy, so it's going to be very close to see who takes it out. Coming in at actually the exact time that Andy did previously, but Daniela learning from those mistakes and hopefully going to move through these rings much quicker. And she does. With 10 seconds left on the clock, can she get it in the buzzer? Yes, she does, Kane. Daniela is going to be our top-seeded competitor so far. 47.29 seconds. That is a time to watch.
You could see a little bit of inefficiency there. I think she wanted to dismount early off the monkey bars, but the big ring kind of stopped her. She quickly made up time, though, with a nice matching grab on that last obstacle, as you said. Those rings, I think, made the difference between Daniela and Andy, where Andy, had to take a second swing to grab that last ring. Daniela just popped right through it, and I think that's what gave her the edge there.
That's absolutely right. Now we're going to turn our attention to our fourth competitor here. Samantha White has some big shoes to fill after seeing Daniela absolutely blitz through that course. Let's see if Samantha attacks it with the same urgency that we've seen so far. Now looking for that dismount on obstacle 1. Taking the ladder up approach. And that can cost her a lot of time here, Kane. Time that we've realized you may not have on this course.
Yeah, I got to agree. I mean, she can definitely still make a deep run on this course, but she's got to take fewer swings, especially coming into the cliffhangers here. Oh, you can see the ring also moving with the straps that it's attached to. That can throw off your momentum a little bit. But here comes Samantha White now. All right,
Absolutely.
Working her way through. Still has 15 seconds. She can definitely get to the wing nuts. Hopefully she can make it a little further. But she's got to push.
Yeah.
You can see her really gritting it out right now.
Placed.
Got to get the dismount. Come on, Samantha.
That's
nice
good.
job. 3 seconds
Can
left.
she get through
Got to
this
run.
obstacle? Oh, and just
looks
going to
like
come up short there.
time. Yeah, close one there.
And
This
Kane,
course-
with those red
this
lights
course isn't
going,
just a
it's
speed course.
extremely intimidating. Sorry, what were you gonna
Oh,
say?
absolutely. No, I,
Yeah.
I completely agree. When the lights are flashing and you can see that, it just completely doubles your heart rate. It's insane. But yeah, this course, it's honestly less of a speed course and more of an efficiency course. I mean, but as the saying goes, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So let's see if Mika Pele can go fast.
I love that. As Mika steps up to the course, she's going fast, that's for sure. So much strength there in the upper body, which is what we love to see from our amateur female competitors here. So much flow. Mika is looking to take out this top time, moving at a similar pace to Daniela and Andy, holding that kind of lock-off approach, which is that strength is going to help her so much in the challenge course, Kane.
I definitely agree. But now testing a little bit of her footwork there. Good bounce off. She's pretty on track for the fastest time. She is going to
Yeah.
have to be flawless on these rings. Good set of the backswing there. Now to see what she's going to do here. Going to take
Oh,
one more swing back.
that
And it
can
looks like
cost
the
her.
fastest time's just going to escape her. 48.6, just 1 second behind Daniela, but still an amazing run. Was tearing up that first half. Look at that reach there, Jack, to really set
Yeah.
up that dismount.
I'll tell you what, Mika is bringing a kind of a refreshing feeling to this course. She's demonstrated just so much upper body strength there, just tensing her muscles so much, which I think is going to play to her advantage in that challenge course where you might have some cliffhangers or vertical limits where the strength is really needed here. And Kane, we are moving so quickly, but we are now onto our sixth and final competitor for the amateur division, Jessica Hogan, one of our newly beginning competitors. This is her first year competing in Ninja, and she's really excited to be here in the Premier Series. So let's see how she fares on this course.
Good move down. Use the flat part of the parkour section instead of the slanted, made for a safer walk. Now, good efficiency here, has to work her way down. Utilizing the ring most likely. You could dismount early and definitely no doubt of their capabilities. I just feel like they'd really hurt their wrists trying to get around that ring.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, Jessica is really moving through this well. For her first year in Ninja, like, just taking her hats off to her to be able to even make it to the Premier Series, and now moving through this course quite well, almost on similar pace to Daniela and some of the other leading competitors here. Jessica now coming into the wingnuts with 12 seconds to go. Will she be able to get through it?
Oh,
It's
come
gonna
on,
be close.
reach over, Jessica. She's almost there. She can get the clear on this one. Yes,
And she
2 seconds
does.
remaining. I think she knows she doesn't have the time to get the rings, but still a good push to the final obstacle there from Jessica Hogan.
Wow, what a run there from Jessica. You can see coming into this as, I guess, one of the true amateur competitors here. She looked like someone who is very seasoned in this sport. And Kane, hopefully we're going to get a chance to look at the final standings. With only 6 competitors in this field, we know that Daniela is going to be the one to watch with a time of 47.29. But Mika and Andy, just very close, far behind, within 3 seconds of Daniela's time. So we've got a very competitive top 3 there.
I also wouldn't count out any of the final 3 athletes who will be running first on the challenge course. So folks, take a look at that leaderboard, flip it, and that will be the order for your challenge course, which means Samantha White will be kicking us off while Daniela Blanchard will be rounding us out. But Jessica's run lands her in 4th place. That's going to be, that's going to be the hot seat for the challenge course. That is our cutoff placement. So we'll see if Jessica can hold on to that. But again, taking a look at your podium here, Daniela, Mika, and Andy.
Wow, what a fierce top 3 there. Daniela placed first in the placement course, number 1 power ranking. Mika, number 7 power ranking, and Andy, number 3 power ranking, all from the United States. This is going to be one to watch. And I'll tell you one thing, Kane, one thing that we witnessed last year is typically the run order that you get in this placement course is a strong determinant of how you're going to go in the challenge course, but anything can happen here. As we look back at some of these replays, Andy here on the course was an absolutely fierce competitor, demonstrating so much flow. I think it's important to talk to the strengths of each of these competitors, and we can see here Mika, just so much strength, coming on par with Daniela as well. So everyone's got their unique strength, and it's going to be interesting to see how they evolve in the challenge course there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big battle here. There's Daniela's run, and Daniela really thrived on efficiency. You could see her briefly while the podium graphics were up. You could see our athletes really mapping out the moves of the challenge course. It's that type of strategizing that Daniela brings to the course alongside many of her fellow athletes, and that's something huge that helps her out in courses like these.
Absolutely. Yeah, Daniela has this beautiful intersection between strength and flow, and it's something that's extremely rare in ninjas, and she just was able to find the balance on every single obstacle there. And if she can carry that forward into the challenge course, she's going to really succeed and get that top spot and give her a lot of confidence in the Premier Series finals, which is where I'm sure her mind is at the moment.
Absolutely, and I'm expecting some big moves from the challenge course. There's definitely a lot of crazy obstacles that Zach has set up, so I'm excited to see what adjustments have been made for the amateur female division, what the time limit is going to be, and just exactly how our athletes are going to do. And again, to speak once again on Daniela's efficiency there, fun fact, when they were doing demos for the adult male stage 2 at Worlds, Daniela was one of the course testers, and I wasn't sure how I was going to approach one of the obstacles. She actually demonstrated it, and I was like, that technique is actually perfect.
Wow.
And I used her strategy in my course run, and I cleared that obstacle. Whereas I saw a lot of people get stuck. That was a major crux point. So shout out Daniela. She's definitely got the IQ for this, as do many others. Now, taking a look at number 5 on your leaderboard right now, Nikki Perella. Nikki was just outside the top 4 at Stanford. You know she's going to want one of those top 4 qualifying spots coming into this challenge course. She's so close to it, and I do think that she has a very good chance at cracking into that top 4.
Yeah, so many times we've seen people maybe not get the result that they're looking for in the placement course, but by the time they get to the challenge course, they actually end up showing up. So even if they had the worst run in the placement course, we've seen time after time that people really show up in that challenge course and end up getting a qualifying spot or even taking out one of the top spots, which is what makes this series all the more exciting.
Couldn't have said it better myself, my friend. We will be right back, though, with the challenge course, so be sure to stay tuned. It's about to get real, folks. Welcome back, everyone. We have just wrapped the placement course for the amateur female division. What you're watching now are some highlights from all 6 of our incredibly talented runners. And on the right side of your screen now is going to be the run order for the challenge course. I'm Ken Casillas alongside Jack Anderson at Ferox Ninja Park. Now, Jack, what is the challenge course entailing of?
Absolutely. So for those of us just tuning in, the challenge course is really where we get into the business end of the equation. We're going to be seeing one of the toughest courses that Ferox has ever produced for these top level athletes. It's going to be a longer time limit, and it's a very unique structure, Kane. So if the athletes fall, they actually have 2 retries across the entire course that they'll be able to take advantage of. And that's a really cool format that's been introduced through the Premier Series, because it means that on these really difficult obstacles, they get to try again. It's important to recognize, however, that you only get 1 retry on a given obstacle, and after 2 retries across the entire course, you will be buzzed out, you will get that red light, and your run will be over. And we are looking for our top 4 competitors here that we're going to be taking with us to Washington for the finals later this year, which is going to be incredibly exciting. I would say the placement course is a great determinant and a great indication of who's going to be strong in this competition, but it's not the final deciding factor. Anything can happen in this challenge course, Kane, and I guess we're about to see that play out.
Yes, and something that I've loved seeing from yesterday's challenge course as well as the last qualifier at Stanford is a combination of different techniques thrown together in one single obstacle. We've seen obstacles switch between upper and lower body halfway, 3/4 of the way through, multiple times in this specific challenge course. You can see there your time limit's going to be 3 minutes. So for Samantha White, she's a little bit of a guinea pig here, being our first runner, but at the same time, she knows the obstacles. She's been informed on everything, and now it's about her plan of attack. You can see here she's going to reach over for that bowl before building up another swing. Nice boot scoot over, just needs a little more. Probably a little more aggression in that swing. She's going to jump forward, kick out. Great job. Now
that is a very awkward landing there. That was a
it's very narrow, and having it angled is so much tougher. Now we saw athletes yesterday grab the front side of the board. That's exactly what Samantha's going to do. Now she's going to have to pop out to the sides. Oh no, I like this early dismount here.
Oh wow.
Oh, but she's going a little crooked. She's trying to adjust her hands so that way she can adjust her hips to aim for the platform, which slips down. Oh no, she's going to have to use one of her retries very early on in the course. I like the idea here. If she can center her swing, she might break the beta on this obstacle very early on.
Yeah, and that would give a huge advantage to all the oncoming competitors if Samantha White can break this obstacle a little bit here. As she lines up for a second attempt, she's going to be a little bit more tired than which she was before, Kane. But she comes into it, she's learned from her mistakes, and can she get through this one now?
She's going to wrap around the front side of the board again. Looks like she sets herself. And did she get it? No, she did
No.
not. Oh, the lights turned red. Looks like she might have just fallen short. You can see that they're pushing the mat back, so most likely she got her feet on it and just wasn't able to get fully across that platform.
Yeah, unfortunately, the dismount there did look a little bit awkward. I think it's because the board is so long that it didn't allow her to get a kind of swing where her body was upright and straight there. But that is going to end just Samantha's run, there, coming out on obstacle number 3. So, number 2, I believe, actually, sorry. So,
Yeah. Sam,
whether or not that's going to hold is
super
going to be
talented
interesting.
athlete. She was a college swimmer and a rock climber, and it's unfortunate to see the run cut so short, knowing that so many skills were left to not be on display today. But now to see if Nikki Perella can perform any better.
Ooh,
Good movement
Nikki.
there off the bowl.
This is proving to be quite a difficult and challenging obstacle. Nikki
Whoa,
going to
good
hold on
save.
there.
You know, I
And
think
we're
it's because our athletes are just so much taller than some of these gaps. You know, they really are trying to build up a big swing, but their legs are hitting the edge of the board. Now we're
Yeah.
seeing the same beta here that Sam used from
And
Nikki.
she gets it. Fantastic. Nikki is moving with a sense of urgency that we didn't see from her in the placement course. She's really taking it up a notch here on this challenge course when it all matters. Getting a little bit of guidance from her chalk buddy on the sides there. Nikki.
Oh, almost had it, but didn't quite get her fingers at the top of that ledge and wasn't able to hold on as she swung back. So now we're here. Oh, and wow, the
she's-
one-handed fight. Close one there from Nikki Perella.
Well, she's
Not
always coming
quite
into it,
yet.
Kane, with a very good attitude there. Always a smile on her face. She gave us a little bit of a dance on the placement course, and that's what we love to see here, is just these ninjas having a good time, respecting the importance of this competition. So it looks like the bubble at the moment is going to be obstacle 3. If you can make it through the first 2 obstacles, you will be in consideration for that top 4 spots at the moment. Jessica, in her first season of Ninja ever, is now going to be potentially eyeing up a spot in this Premier Series finals. Let's see if she can pull it off.
Jessica Hogan said it's been
Oh,
a
what a
busy
great
summer
swing.
for her. Runs musical theater camps back in Florida. Been preparing to start her full-time job as an accountant since graduating with her master's in accounting this past
Wow.
May. Didn't think she'd be able to compete today, considering how busy she's been, but she's super happy that she gets to be out here at Ferox to try and tear up these obstacles, and so far it's going well for her, getting on to
Yeah.
obstacle number 3.
For 1 year in this sport, you've got to, praise her and give her kudos for what she's able to achieve in this sport. I believe she got here in a faster time than Nikki would have. So even at that, she could be looking at a secured spot in that top 4. But Jessica is going to be looking to get through this third obstacle here. So much upper body required here for this obstacle. It is an absolute burner. Oh, and just going to come short there.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough fall, but such is Ferox, always high up. All right, now for her second attempt here.
Now
Jessica
eyeing it
trains
up.
out of the factory at Reach. You know that they train a lot of endurance there. Hopefully her grip can come into play. Now her time is unfrozen, so she's using up some precious seconds here, but the priority right now is beating this obstacle. I believe you're right. She might have been faster than Nikki, but hopefully, I was going to say hopefully beating that obstacle would guarantee her a spot at finals. Taking a look back, let's see what might have happened with her run there.
Absolutely, that was it was a very well placed run, but obstacle 3 is proving to be the crux point here. And Kane, we've just been reminded that Ninjas, even if there is more than 4 competitors in the competition, they must complete the first 3 obstacles to qualify in the Premier Series finals. So unfortunately, our first 3 competitors will not be able to qualify. Obstacle 3 is the minimum standard that is required to get yourself a place in Washington, apparently.
Yes, that is correct. So that is going to mean that we could only get a potential 3 right now, and those 3 runners are the 3 finishers of the placement course, starting here with Andy Rogow, who is already on an absolute tear.
Yeah, Andy really took us by surprise there, just kind of moving through this course way faster than we would have expected here. Andy, of course, throwing down a great time in that placement course, bringing a refreshing sense to this competition here as she absolutely flies through those first 2 obstacles. Now using her legs here to move up. Can she get the dismount on obstacle 3?
Great catch. Now for the goal grab. And there we have it. Andy Rogow punches her ticket to Washington with that clear. But of course, the title of Ferox Premier Series champion is still up for grabs. Still with 2 runners to go. So Andy's not going to waste any extra time. Looked like she wanted to link on that fidget spinner, but she's all good. Now setting up that dismount.
Andy is really, I think after that placement course, she was maybe 3 seconds behind Daniela, but I think now she's got that winning mindset insight, and she's really pushing the limits here of this course, not really taking any time to stop and take a break on this course. As we now move into our 5th obstacle, she's going to reset, readjust, a minute 40 on the clock.
Probably thought she had a bit too off axis of a swing there. Sets herself up to use the sides of these boards.
Ooh.
Curious as to what her approach is going to be. It's probably so she can center herself a little better, which she does. Now for the last catch, goes with the corner instead of trying to wrap around the entire board. I like this. Shortcuts while still displaying, you know, a great level of power and strength there. Now Andy's on obstacle number 6, this really long line of cliffhangers.
Wow, that is a big ask after like 5 obstacles that are all being dedicated towards the upper body there. Really pushing her limits here as she begins her assault on these cliffhangers here. Whew. This is a big ask for these competitors. Big drop
She
there.
drops down. Ooh, hands got a little close there, but she's all right. She's going to work her way over. And she drops down, pumping out a little bit here. Hopefully she still has enough gas left in the tank for her retry. Asking for how much time is left. She's got 35 seconds right now.
As viewers at home, we have the advantage of just seeing the clock, but unfortunately the competitors, it's not as easy of access as we have it here on this beautiful live stream. Andy, 23 seconds on the clock. Her 2nd attempt. Does she have the energy within herself to keep pushing through? And obstacle
just
6
comes down.
came. That is where the bar stands here. Andy throwing down such an exceptional run there and really showing us why she deserves to be in that Premier Series final spot.
That's right, and with that run, we will be seeing her qualify for Washington.
Which is
now
very
we're
exciting.
To see if she will be joined by our next runner who placed 2nd on the placement course, Mika Peleg.
Yes, Mika, and a phenomenal competitor who really took this competition by storm in that placement course, showing us how much upper body strength she's going to be bringing, and she's going to be wanting to take out Andy's time there. You can see with these last 3 competitors, they are really attacking this course with a sense of urgency, using their strength and flow and movement to their advantage, making those first 2 obstacles look very straightforward and easy as just mere stepping stones on their journey to getting a course completion here. Wow.
Huge pull power there from Mika. You could also see there she is a little taller, so she is able to make reaches where some athletes may be jumping. And that's definitely helping her save a little bit of energy. Now for these fidget spinners, the first move, a standard fidget spinner transfer. The second, a big drop down. You can see the fidget spinner aligned differently and lower, and she catches it still with plenty of momentum. Great job, Mika. Gonna get the dismount here. We will be seeing her at the Premier Series Finals at Life Force with this run. But now
Yes.
the question is, can she crack past Andy on the leaderboard?
I think for these top level competitors, their mindset is on making a statement here, trying to take out this Premier Series so that by the time they get to finals, they know that they are one of the top competitors here. And Mika coming in with a time that's going to contest Andy's here, it's going to be a very close call. If she can get past this obstacle, Kane, it will thrust her into the top position here. Mika has definitely shown us that she's got that upper body strength. She has that reach advantage by being slightly taller. And if she can bring those together here on these cliffhangers, it'll be all she needs to take out that top spot.
Now, I actually do believe she was about 15 seconds faster than Andy to this point. So Mika should be in our top spot right now. But of course, as you said, getting the clear here would be huge.
Wow.
This small ledge doesn't give you much insurance for your fingers, but she bumps across and oh no! Just at the very last ledge. I do believe getting the blue ledge up there, I'm pretty sure is their touch point for a clear on obstacle 6.
No. And that would have taken so much out of Mika. Just, I can't even express how taxing this is on the forearms, this obstacle. Like, you were up there for so long, and Mika is going to have a second attempt. But yeah, it's out of gas.
Gonna do it.
That
But
is
hey,
really
still
an obstacle.
awesome
that-
job.
Absolutely. Mika throwing down our top run here today. Is it going to be enough to hold off Daniela for that top spot? Only time is going to tell. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to be excited to see her in Washington and seeing what she can do on the big stage in amongst the top 32 best ninjas in the world.
And there you have it, Mika at the top of the leaderboard, about 20 seconds ahead of Andy. Our 2 Premier Series finalists right now sitting atop the leaderboard. We'll see if we can make it 3. This next athlete's no stranger to getting the top 3. This is the Kendama Ninja, Daniela Blanchard, 3rd place at the Premier Series last season, our reigning adult female world champion.
That gives me a lot of confidence in Daniela to take out this course. Her mind wouldn't just be on taking out that top spot. Of course, she's now seen all of the runners go through. She knows the best strategies, Kane, that she can apply. But I think she wants to get a course clear here. Her mind isn't just on winning this qualifier, but rather winning the entire title and kind of securing both the World Championships and the Premier Series Finals, 2 of the most prestigious awards in the sport of Ninja Warrior. Now, looking for this dismount on Obstacle 3.
Daniela is a coach at Empire Ninja New York, recently moved out to Los Angeles to become the Ninja Program Director for the LA Ninja Academy. When she's not doing ninja, she's playing kendama, climbing, and slacklining. So a good array of things here, from endurance to balance to precision. And
Just
we're about to see
everything
more
you
of
need
that
for
on
ninja.
display here.
Yeah, she's got the perfect training. Like, even when she's not doing ninja, she's teaching ninja. And when she's not teaching ninja, she's doing rock climbing and slacklining. Everything that's almost just additional training for ninja. So not much more you can ask for in a competitor like Daniela. Is her time going to be quicker, though, than Mika? It could be a close call here, Kane. What are your thoughts?
I believe she has about 2 seconds to get out of there faster. And just like that, I believe Mika does have the quicker time. She's going to reset herself here, using that board to make sure she has the dismount platform, which she does.
Mika would be having a smile on her face in that moment.
Major climb you can see there as well. Coming into the cliffhangers, while you're hanging so much, you're going to need some chalk. And Daniela's rocking Slap Chalks, one of our sponsors. So that may come in handy. Could help with chalking up while she's up on the cliffs.
Well, Kane, I don't want to call it early, but this might be why she is our adult female world champion. Daniela making these cliffhangers look like light work here, looking for that blue touch point. And
it looks like it's not a touch point. We're still going. She's still moving, but the dismount platform's right there, and she gets out of there with the clear. Daniela Blanchard taking the win for the amateur female division.
And now just looking for that completion.
Just how far we can go in the course with 34 seconds remaining. Big throw here off the trapeze. And
and she's going to fall there. I'll tell you what, though, Kane. The relief that Daniela can now feel, knowing that she's taken out this Premier Series qualifier, which is just fantastic to see here at Ferox Ninja. She's got 23 seconds left on the clock. Is she going to have enough time here to complete obstacle 7?
I do believe this is going to be a pretty big grab for her. Gets up there on that cliff. Now it's going to have to go to the next. Oh, it just peels off, and that's going to end her run a little prematurely there. Still a great run from Daniela Blanchard.
Yeah, Daniela is going to be the winner of this Ferox competition for the amateur female division. Overcome so much to be here today. Just an absolute powerhouse, our 2024 female world champion, and now going to be contesting for that Premier Series finals champion later in Washington. So it's going to be really exciting to see her take on that course. Those cliffhangers, she made them look so easy. And a big shout out to all the competitors here today who have done so exceptionally well.
And there you have our podium there. Daniela Blanchard, Mika Peleg, and Andy Rogau are 3 athletes who have qualified for the Premier Series finals. Congratulations to them, as well as a round of applause for some very strong runs from Jessica Hogan, Nikki Perella, and Samantha White today.
Yes, and an exceptional mention to Jessica Hogan, who was stepping into her first year in the sport. But Kane, we're going to take a quick look at these standings here. Daniela Blanchard, Mika Peleg, and Andy Rogau, just 3 superstars here in the amateur female division, really stepping up, showing us their strength, their flow, their calm and collectedness, and they're all going to be absolutely fierce competitors in Washington later this year, which is going to be so exciting to see. But Daniela, she was the favorite, and she showed us why she is the favorite.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see who's going to come out on top at finals. It's also worth noting that Andy, actually, if I'm not mistaken, was nope, they all qualified here, not at Stanford. They all qualified here, so congratulations to all 3 of them.
Wow.
Let's see if we can get some other looks over at Daniela and or Mika's run. Mika qualified at Stanford, that's right. Yes, Mika actually was already qualified. So
just came to get more experience.
Double qualified now, you know. No, it's great to gain all of that experience, you know, showing exactly what you need to work on. She has 3 months before finals, and she knows that that long cliff line got the better of her today. Perhaps we'll see some extra endurance work from Mika ahead of finals. And
we can see here our winner of today's qualifier, Daniela, just an absolute powerhouse all round, showing so many different skills in so many different areas. Such a versatile ninja. As you were saying earlier, Kane, she not only does ninja, but she teaches ninja, and then in her spare time does slacklining, rock climbing. What can't Daniela do? Just exceptional. Well, that was a great way to end off our amateur female division. We will be back in just a little bit with the amateur male division. I believe our stream time is set for 10:30 or 10:45. Hopefully we can get a look at our schedule here. Yes, 10:45 a.m. Eastern time. You can check out the amateur male division. Then you can tune in a little later. 1 o'clock is going to be our team female division, with 2:45 being our team male division. And then we wrap up the evening with the elite female division at 5 o'clock and the elite male division at 6:15 p.m. Of course, if you want to look back on any of yesterday's action as well, be sure to check out the World Ninja League YouTube under the live stream tab. You can find all of the kids, mature kids, and preteen runs from this weekend. It was an absolute pleasure. And of course, if you guys love the Premier Series like Jack and I are, you can check out the remainder of our qualifiers up and coming throughout the rest of this fall season. We'll be back next week in the Lone Star State at Austin Ninjas over in Texas. It'll be August 17th and 18th. Then we go down under to Jack's home country at the compound in Australia, August 29th to September 1st. Taking it back to the States with Colorado's newest gym, Arc Ninja, September 7th and 8th. Life Force Ninja will be hosting a qualifier before they host the Premier Series Finals, their qualifier, September 21st and 22nd.
Then over in Europe, we have True Function Ninja Training Ground over in Swindon in the UK. That'll be September 28th and 29th. Taking it over to the south, we've got the SoFlo Ninja Academy October 12th and 13th. And wrapping up our qualifiers will be Modus Ninjas on October 19th and 20th, all ahead of November 15th to 17th, back at Life Force Ninja for the Premier Series Finals. It's going to be an absolutely great season, everyone. We'll be back in just a little bit with the amateur male division.